Hi, everyone, and welcome to the first episode in Yali's solo adventure. Um,
So excited.
we'll do as quickly as I can a recap of all the important things for Yali from our last group session. Uh,
Mhm.
we started that session with combat against soldiers from Dolraim, where Yali encountered General Bereave Straller, the man who hunted her down for sport as a child.
Oh, bastard.
Um, they were able to incapacitate him and able to get some information out of him. Yali asked a lot of uh, very personal questions, and Casper managed to ask a few less personal questions. And then Casper, no questions asked, at Yali's command, killed General Bereave Straller. Um, Yali then took Nadia, who had been gravely wounded in the battle, off some distance and set up camp to watch over her uh, as she recovered over that night, where she noticed several of Nadia's wounds glowing and lightly traced her fingers over them, which allowed uh, Nadia's patron to establish a connection with Yali and claim Yali as her new chosen. Um, so Yali gained a patron. Uh, we have,
Whoa.
since that last episode, now uh, built Yali's new level in with this new patron and class. Um, the group then returned to Elmira, where they split up to go about doing their various tasks that they prioritized. Um, Yali went to
Okay. Thanks. Thanks.
uh, Yali went to go speak with some folk. Uh,
I did.
um, went to find Lenny to get information on where she might find Lenny's sister, Isabel. Uh, and then went to speak with Isabel, had a much more productive conversation than Yali was expecting. It went very well. After which, Yali went to uh, go find Simon, where she discovered that Casper now has a kid. Um, that Simon had lost his hand while doing his side of things in helping with this mission, believed that Kessa was going to have her head about it, uh, got Simon to tell her where Kessa would be found, went to Kessa's shop to speak with her, and had yet another very productive and calm conversation. Um, After which, she was then found by Remy and summoned to Casper's house, where he wanted to have a quick meeting, where he let her know that he was leaving to go to his sister's wedding and would be gone for 2 months. Um, the party then kind of divvied up responsibilities, uh, where Yali then chose to pursue one of their new leads, which is Iris Aberite, Lyra's sister. Uh, and she went and recruited Isabel as her traveling companion for this mission. And then they had a few drinks together and chatted for that evening. Uh, and we will be picking up right after that. Um,
Oh, wonderful.
just the following morning, Yali, you have not given a super clear time of when specifically you would be leaving. You mentioned very potentially sometime this day. And you now awake in your home, um, and shortly after you wake up, you hear a knock at the door.
Oh, my bedroom door, I presume.
No, no,
Oh, the front door.
the front door, just kind of
Oh.
down the hall.
Um. Well, if I've just woken up or gotten up, I'm gonna slink down the hall. Um, wipe the sleep out of my eyes and rub my face a little bit to wake up, and go and open the door.
Uh, you go ahead and open this door, and you see Isabel standing there.
Oh.
Um,
Well, this is gonna be awkward for Yali because she is not in her typical fighting or moving or adventuring um, attire. I would presume that she's still in pajamas, so that's embarrassing. Um, but she'll very surprisingly greet Isabel.
yeah, you open the door, and Isabel like is kind of expecting someone taller than her, and so is already kind of looking up to you, and does very quickly glance down, and then looks immediately back up at you. Um, and you weren't exactly clear on when we should meet. You just said morning time ish, so I thought I'd come by.
Uh, no, I thought I said afternoon, but maybe I was wrong. Um, you could just come in and I'll just sit in the living room and I'll get dressed and ready.
Right. And she quickly goes and takes a seat and kind of doesn't look your way.
Cool. Yali will go towards her room, and as she's passing, she'll go. There's drinks and food in the kitchen if you need it,
Right, thank you.
and she'll just move back onto her.
Yeah. You go, you get dressed and ready for the day. Uh, and uh, when you come out, Isabella's still sat, but she's kind of like let her eyes wander across the room, looking at all the various decorations, the trophies, and falsified certificates that your uncles have won and made, um, as well as several of the like family pictures that your uncles have of little baby Yali hung up on the walls. Um, and she's just kind of very smiling softly at a picture of the your three uncles kind of standing around you, uh, as you hold up like your first little martial arts trophy from your first competition.
So sweet. Um, that's wonderful. Yali has probably walked in relatively silently, and just kind of clears her throat.
I well, yes.
Um, well, I was thinking we should grab some medical supplies just in case, and then I'll say goodbye to my uncles, and we can go.
Right. Yes.
You know where the infirmary is, so I'll meet you there.
All right. And she heads off to the infirmary as you go to speak with your uncles.
Great. I presume they're all in the same room.
Yeah, they're all in their room. Uh,
Knocked out.
so
Probably.
unconscious.
Yeah. Yali's not even gonna knock. She's just gonna open the door and go in and shut the door behind her. Um, and as she's watching the three of them, she's just gonna look at them for a moment. There's like a part of her that knows things have changed a lot, and she hasn't given them a lot of insight. I wish my camera wouldn't do this. Hello. And she knows that she hasn't given them a lot of insight, and there's a level of guilt to that. Um, but as well as like this innate feeling that she needs to protect them as well. So there's a little bit of bittersweetness kind of mixed in there, um, as she knows she's changing out of a little bit the person that they know. But she will, as she used to, um, absolutely jump and swan dive into all of them to wake them up for funs, for shits and
Yeah,
giggles.
you have this moment of like, I'm not who they remember me to be. I'm changing, and I'm changing very quickly, especially more recently. Might as well go back to what I know just for a moment. And you you do what you did often when you were younger and swan dive into the bed. uh all three of them give out grunts as they are woken up by the impact of you landing on their stomachs. um and Dom like kind of grabs you by the face to like push you off of him. um, and kind of tumbles his way out of bed to get out of the dog pile. um uh Kay Kay sort of just like grumbles about how you're still an annoying little shit. um and Rook, uh ever the like gentle giant that he is, very much just kind of like after he's caught his breath again, places a hand like on your head and just, good morning, Yali.
Good morning. Listen, guys, I have to go back out again. Um, but I wanted to say goodbye, and you were asleep, and I thought no better way to wake you up. Um, and Yali's got her. She's obviously face down, but she's got her right arm around as much of Kay and Rook as she can, and she's stretching that left arm out, hoping that Dom will at least hold her hand for like a second.
Yeah, Dom, once he's like recovered, kind of shuffles back into the bed and does kind of like roll into the pile, as long as he's not being actively squished.
um, yeah, she'll squeeze them a little bit and try to commit the feeling to memory, um, as much as possible, and then go. Well, yeah, I have to go, but I'm just gonna take some supplies from the infirmary, and then we're gonna get going. So I'll see you in hopefully
You're
a
already
couple of
leaving
weeks.
again?
Yeah,
Not sticking
this
around,
whole.
hang out with your old folks? I mean, come on.
I know, but it's when you're kind of, saving your kingdom and, the
Yeah,
world and things
yeah.
as such, you kind of have to go when the king tells you to, or when something arises, or there's a lot to explore.
I guess saving the world is a little more important than having a drink every, now and then, you know. There's always time for drinks when the world's saved.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And there's always time to have our little spar sessions when we get back to it after all of this is done and dusted. I don't think it'll take too long.
Yeah, well, you know we love you, and
Yeah,
we'll be waiting for you when you come back.
cool. Uh, yeah, I love you guys too. And she'll shuffle kind of back awkwardly and try to stand up and get to the door and give them a big smile and a wave, and then she'll make her exit.
Cool.
Cool.
So you you head back out into the hall and down the hall to the infirmary, where Isabel is very like slowly and cautiously looking through your things, not wanting to make a mess, and just like gathering a few bits here and there.
Do we have health potions here?
Some, yeah.
Okay. Um, Yali will probably not make much noise, but give a faint smile and very quickly and efficiently, because she knows this place like the back of her hand, grab some bandages, some maybe even stitching materials, and a couple of health potions to throw in her little satchel belt thing.
Yeah. You go ahead and very quickly gather all of these things, and the two of you are now kind of kitted out and prepared. You know that Casper and Remy have probably already left because they had said they were leaving quite early this morning, which means you know that Nadia is now at Casper's place taking care of Adalia, and Graham is probably at the palace conferring with the king about what they want to do about the oncoming war. You know, Kessa is probably at her tailor shop. Simon is likely in his little lab. And Lenny
Right.
is, of course, at the palace.
Well, okay. I think it may be wise to let Simon know that we're off again and that Casper is away
Mm-hmm.
for 2 months, because I don't think that was told to Simon. Or Yali most certainly would not have an idea if he does know that. Now, we're at my place, which means the closest person is either going to be because our place is closer to the outer walls,
Yeah,
so it's either going to be Kessa or Casper's.
Kessa for sure, because Casper is housed quite close to the palace since that's where he's been working.
Okay, so the plan then probably is go to Kessa's, tell her that we're going on a mission, and that if she could let Simon know and thus Lenny know, and also let Simon know that Casper's away for 2 months, but Nutty and Graham are still here. So I guess then, yeah, Yali will, when they're upstairs and starting to head out, turn to Isabel and go, look, we're gonna have to let someone know that we're going. I mean, the party is well, split, so they know, but Simon doesn't. Your brother definitely doesn't, and if we're gonna make haste with this, we should let the nearest person know that we're
Right.
leaving. So just follow me, and she's gonna just lead her there.
Yeah, you lead Isabel to Kessa's little tailor shop. Um, and Isabel uh, is kind of just very like quiet and a little pensive about like who the fuck are we gonna go see, and then sees the little shop like sign above the door that just says Thornvale Seamstressing, and and kind of lights up a little. Is like, oh, we're gonna talk to Kessa.
Yeah, I mean, she's the closest person to where I live. So, and she obviously knows Simon, and Simon knows enough people to get to Lenny, and it's just easier this way, and then we can get going.
Well, great. And she kind of skips up the steps to the shop and opens the door for
Okay.
you.
I was gonna maybe even ask if she wanted to wait outside, but I guess we're going in. Okay. And yeah, Yali will very very interestingly, or I guess hesitantly, walk up the stairs and walk in.
Yeah, you walk in. Kessa is not like immediately visible, but the little bell on the door has rung. And on top of that, Isabel just kind of calls out, "Thornvale, it's Isabel and Yali. We gotta talk to you. It's kind of important." Uh, and
Really can't word it like that.
uh,
Oh.
and Kessa comes out from the back room, pretty quickly, uh, with like extra sewing kits kind of tucked under her arm. Yes.
Well, so, we, it's, well, you know how I was telling you yesterday that all of this stuff has happened and it's kind of a long story?
Mm-hmm.
Right. So, Casper, let us know pretty late last night that he had to leave this morning for 2 months. And it's his sister's wedding, and so he's gone, and Remy's with him, and Nadia's taking care of his kid, and Graham's working with the king on defenses. So I am supposed to go out to a mission, but I was told to get a buddy. Here is said
Isabel
buddy.
waves.
Um, and we need to leave, and I need to let Simon know that Casper's gone for 2 months, and I'll be gone for some time. And if you could very kindly also, on your next visit to him, let Lenny know that Isabel's with me, then that would be great.
I can definitely have a chat with both of them.
Yeah, cool. Unless you're up for adventure, which I, yeah, but
I think Simon would.
kill you or me.
No, he'd probably kill you
Yeah.
if he didn't accidentally kill himself in the lab. So
Yeah.
someone's got to
Well,
be here to rein him in, you know?
yeah, well, just make sure that if he does end up doing that, you have a revival spell mage hanging around.
I'm sure there's plenty of people at the palace that could help me with that.
Good, good. Yeah. So we're just gonna go. Thanks for taking care of that.
She nods and puts the sewing kits on the little like register counter and walks over and throws her arms around you and pulls you into a hug. Thanks for coming to talk to me yesterday. And
Yeah. Yeah.
be safe out there. I expect
We'll
to see you back.
yeah, we'll try our best. It shouldn't be too bad. It's just some investigation and visiting uh well, uh, Lyra's sister, who I'm sure is normal.
Sure.
Sure. It should be fine. I mean, I think we'll be back in. And Yali kind of half looks at Isabel and then, hmm, a couple weeks maybe.
Right. Well, just try to come back in one piece.
Sure. And if I don't, I'll make sure I get a mechanical replacement.
Simon is very good at those.
Yeah, I saw. Don't overwork yourself in the meantime.
I'll try my best.
Yeah.
And she gives you one last squeeze and then turns to Isabel and gives her a hug as well. You watch over this idiot for me. And Isabel's like, yes, Mom.
Of course he is.
And
So happy to be here.
the two of you head out and
Mhm.
begin your journey to Hallgrave. Um, it is, again, about a week's travel to Hallgrave.
Mhm.
Um, uh, is there anything you want to do or chat about while you are traveling?
It might be worth actually properly filling Isabel in on what's going on and why we're going here. Not only because it's probably bad that I haven't even told her the risk level yet, but also she should just know what she's getting into and what to be prepared for.
Yeah. Okay. Um, where do you want to start with that?
Well, I guess as they're walking, um, presumably in silence, Yali will just go. So I should probably tell you, why we're here and maybe also some background so you know.
That would probably be good. Yeah.
Yeah. Um, so I guess your last idea of what happened was we came and brought you back to Elmira, but after that we obviously left again, and well, uh, when we got to yours, we caused a mess and killed a Lyra, and that Lyra was a clone of, or a copy, as Simon puts it, of another Lyra. And we got some notebooks and letters and all sorts of stuff, but the basics of it is that she's a copy with multiple copies, and we don't know where they are. We found when we went up on our second mission up north, another Lyra who had basically started the war between Namori and Varen. Um, and that Lyra had a bunch of rings, and she holds up her fingers to show that she's wearing them, which I
Fancy.
now have. Yeah, um, and um, and that Lyra was, well, doing much the same as the last, but and she looks at her handful of rings and points to a particular one. Um, it's the clear one with the black speck, I believe. And says, explains. So that Lyra has a sister called Iris, um, and I think this ring can communicate with her, but I'm not sure. She would have to have the other one, but I don't know who else would have it unless it's another Lyra, which we're gonna hope it's not. But we're gonna try and find her and talk to her about who Lyra is and what she does. And while we're here, this was the same place that Casper got that. I don't even know if I told you about that. He has a child now.
Yeah, you mentioned that there's a kid.
Yeah,
Uh,
long, long story. Uh, Again, basics of it. When we were here, he went on a little adventure solo party of his own, went to one of your local shops, found a box with a voice in it, imbued it with magic, broke it, the thing implanted itself into his head. He didn't know about it until maybe last week. Got back to Simon, asked Simon to remove it from his head, realized that it was, well, at some point he realized it was a living thing and also a star. And when he got to Simon's, he was able to get it to project itself, and it's an 8-year-old girl called Adalia, who is also a star. And then Simon put Adalia's consciousness into a copy of Casper, but as an 8-year-old girl. So now it's Casper's daughter.
well, that's one way to give birth. Congratulations to him.
Yeah, I should also mention that that 8-year-old is kind of my aunt.
I beg your pardon.
It's hard to explain, but somewhere along
I
the
feel
way I
like she would more
accidentally.
likely be your niece.
Well, that's what I thought, but then when I kind of had like a genuine think about it, I realized it's more the other way around. I accidentally got a patron and am God bound to find and take care of all of these falling stars who are actually people, and those people are my people because I'm a descendant of them. So,
Right. Well,
not just a tiefling. Surprise, surprise. Um, just so you know. Uh, anyway, um, the point is we're looking for Iris. Uh, Aberbright. I think her name was yeah, Aberrite. Aberrite.
Iris Aberite. Alright.
And anything else that kind of
And
makes us think that a star has fallen here, and if there's
that
someone or something to save, then there is.
and that ring has some connection to Iris, is gonna be useful
Well,
to us.
could be. It's from what Simon explained, and to be honest, I wasn't listening too hard, but I think it's kind of just like a communication device, and you can communicate with someone from one ring to another. And I'm kind of making the assumption that she has the ring. Um, I don't know who else would, because there is a lot of letters from her to this Lyra, and it didn't seem like that Lyra was really replying.
Have you tried using the ring?
I've been too scared, but I can. And she will look at it and tap on it and try to find a way to communicate through it.
Uh, yeah, I mean, just thinking about, like, wanting to use it to communicate with Iris, that black speck at the bottom grows and, like ink filling clear water, darkens the rest of the stone uh,
Oh,
until it is pitch black. Um, and and you can feel that the metal of the ring is just ever so slightly warmer now.
uh, okay. Yali will just look at it and kind of go, um, hello? See if anything comes back.
You hear a voice come from the
Oh,
ring. Hello? This who who is this?
uh, my name's Yali. Is this Iris?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Has something
Uh,
happened to Lyra?
there's,
How
well,
did you get this ring?
there's a lot to explain, and it's probably best I explain in person, um, because you might want to sit down.
I swear to God, if you've hurt my sister, I will end you.
I, me, well, I can explain everything perfectly well when I get to you, and I promise she's still out there.
Right. And where
I
is it
just,
that you're coming from?
Elmira,
I passed through there not that long ago.
I know.
Where is it that you
Look,
want to meet?
well, I made the assumption that you went west towards Hellgrave. So, if that works,
I can return to Hallgrave within a week's time.
perfect. Uh, we're on the way. So, um, we can find a neutral location. We mean you no harm. I promise. We just need to inform you and maybe have you inform us.
Uh, the after that, the line goes silent, and that ring, the darkness, kind of uh, fades back to the bottom of the crystal, and the ring goes cold again.
That somehow did not go as well as I thought it would.
So I'm guessing then that she gave the ring to her sister to communicate. I imagine someone
Uh,
else having it would make it seem very
that's yeah,
I'd be
kind of.
worrisome.
Yeah, I didn't really want to try because Casper killed the first one.
You killed the second.
I I killed the second. Um, but we kind of killed her and then found her room and raided it for information,
Right.
which sounds bad. But I don't think that this Iris knows that Lyra is a clone, or if she does, then she doesn't know. Well, she surely wants to know where the original one is, and we don't know that either. But she has the right to know that the clone's dead, and also that she's evil, and that the original Lyra is on the loose somewhere causing havoc.
Fair enough.
Yeah. Um. So now you know what you're getting yourself into.
Clones of some mage.
The
Wild Goose
head
Chase.
mage. Yeah. Pretty strong woman. Um. Same one that stole my memories. Casper's as well.
Right.
So we think that she has something to do with the stars falling, and now that we know that the stars are people, or I've kind of come to the conclusion that she's trying to, I guess, exterminate, get rid of, hide them, so this god of darkness, Olmori, can take over, which obviously throws magic out of balance, which impacts all of us, but more notably our magic users.
Right.
So,
Well, still happy to help.
good, because it would be kind of a nightmare if you wanted to turn back now. Um,
Yeah.
uh, but we don't have to go anywhere near your inn or anything. We can stay as far away from it as you want. Um,
I don't mind going back. I don't feel trapped there anymore. So,
okay,
and at least that way
that's
we could probably get free room and board. So,
true. Do you know if that room that we kind of exploded is still unfixed, or
I'm sure they've repaired it by now. It's been months.
and if they found anything, they would have kept it, or
Might have sold it off to one of the shops in town.
that's fine. Um, cool. Well, if you have questions, then I can try and answer them, but I'm not the most intelligent. Unfortunately, he's off having fun at a wedding. So,
I think you're smart enough.
um, that's really all Yali wanted to tell Isabel. I don't think there's more to particularly discuss.
Okay.
Um, I
Uh,
don't think.
yeah. You continue your travels. Isabel does make some light conversation, um, mostly just kind of chatting about some of the people she's excited to see when she gets back to Hallgrave, because she did have some like friends and she does have a lot of family there.
Mm-hmm.
Um, you arrive at the end of the week, um, and uh, you, Isabel, kind of. I think it might be best if we arrange a little base of operations, get rooms, and then branch from there.
Yeah, uh, that sounds good. Let's head in, do that.
And you guys go to the inn that her father owns, um, and you walk in, uh, and one of the like cousins that you met last time is running
Mm.
the bar there, um, and looks quite surprised and then very excited to see Isabel and you again, um, and waves you over. I was like, "You're back. I kind of thought you two were just gonna be gone for good now. You run off into the
Well,
countryside together or something.
uh,
Live a
it
little
wasn't
life there, you know."
quite like
No, I get
that.
it. It's
No,
I get it. It's all right.
I,
Just
we're, no,
don't.
it's
You
just
better not let Lenny know, 'cause he'll kill
no,
you if he finds out.
we're good friends, Lenny and I. Um, I,
Right.
I
So he's in support
brought,
of this then.
well, he doesn't know about, well, there's nothing to know. There isn't,
You
um,
sneaky. That's
no, no,
that's
no, no,
sly
listen,
on your
listen,
part. Isabel
we took
Isabel
Isabel with our
reaches
party.
over. Isabel reaches over and just smacks this guy. Would you shut up and listen? Yeah, I could do that. I've got working ears for sure.
Yeah, okay.
You need something then.
Um, just a, a room and we're on a mission. We're just um using, if we could base of operations here, that would be great.
Sure. Big room at the end of the hall's been repaired. If you two want to set up in there.
Sweet, yeah. Um, sorry about your face.
Ah, I'm used to it.
Okay. Um, and Yali will turn to go walk towards the room and kind of turn back to him and go, it's not like that though. It's not like
he
it's not like that.
he gives you a sly smile and nods and winks.
Yeah. And yeah, she'll start walking towards the room and nod Isabel
Uh,
to follow.
yeah, Isabel turns to follow, and this cousin kind of calls out, "Belle, you might want to talk to your dad. He's still pretty broken up about you leaving. So, if you get the chance." And she just kind of nods silently and keeps walking.
Oh, that's so sad. Yeah, they'll go to the room. Yali vividly remembers almost every, despite her one drunken night and then the next scary morning, almost feels as like she remembers every crevice and every groove in the floor. She knows that probably not more than Isabel, because Isabel's been here much longer, but there's something about it that just inherently gives her this feeling of unease, as if Lyra's gonna pop out of her room and take another memory from her again.
Yeah, you reach that end room and open that door, and it, in some ways, looks the same, but a lot of things have changed. It looks like this room has been made to be a little larger. Rather than now being a one bedroom, there's two beds, two desks, two wardrobes. Um, there's a much bigger window kind of set between the two beds, and the roofing has been like reinforced with metal brackets. Um, and Isabel kind of goes in, heads to a bed, sets her things down. So, uh, where do you want to start?
Um, and Yali will, put her bag down and adjust the rings on her finger. Well, we could, I guess, speak to Iris and figure out where we want to meet. Unless you want to get your familial worries out the way.
No, it's not that important.
Right. Um, well then, I was thinking, if we're gonna meet her, we could do it one of two ways. We could meet her somewhere a little bit out of Hallgrave in case it gets hairy, or we could meet her in a tavern. Food, drink, settle her in, make her feel like we're on her side.
I would vote we just meet her in the middle of town. I mean, she'll probably be more wary trying to meet us in a more confined space where she can't trust that we don't have allies there to jump her. But I think if we're outside of town, she might be more inclined to attack us. She doesn't. She didn't sound like the kind of person who would start a fight in the middle of civilians.
No, but I. If she's anything like Lyra, then she's gonna be strong, really strong. Um, but if we can keep our cool, or I can keep mine, then hopefully she shouldn't do anything in the middle of civilians. Okay.
Right?
Middle of town. Middle of town. And Yali will look at the ring and mentally call upon it, I suppose,
Uh huh.
to attempt to contact Iris.
Yeah, same as last time. That black spreads until the entire crystal has gone dark and the ring is a little warm.
Uh, Iris.
Yes, what is it?
It's Yali. We've arrived in Hallgrave, and I know you're probably maybe still on your journey, but we were thinking we could meet you just in the middle of town, if if that works for you.
I should be there. It's just a few more hours travel.
Okay. Sounds good. We'll meet you there in a few hours.
And the crystal lightens again as she ends the
Mm.
communication.
Well, that works out. I guess we have a few hours to kill.
Right. Do we want to do more investigation beforehand, or
Um, well, I guess if we're trying to get home sooner rather than later, we better not waste time.
right? Um, you mentioned that Casper had visited a magical shop in town.
Yeah, I don't know which one. He just said that he'd gone to one and broke something in it.
The most prominent one that I can think of is owned by a Mr. Galder. He's very skilled, but certainly a bit of an acquired taste, I suppose.
Hmm. Well, I'm sure that'll be fine. I guess that's a good place to start.
Right.
Let's go.
You head out, and she leads you through the town to a small shop um, with a sign that just says Jarek's Galder. Um, and as you head in, it seems like there's no one in the shop, but the walls, floor to ceiling and wall to wall, are just covered in like masterfully crafted armors and weapons and different items. And there are shelves upon shelves of just different, clearly magical things. Um,
This is
on
where it probably would have been good for me to be able to identify things. That's okay.
um, uh, the like main counter is fairly bare. All the way on one side, to the right, is like a little box that just says scraps, um, and uh, and then kind of in the middle is like a little sort of like register, and then behind it is a large furnace that is ablaze, and to the left of that is a large door that is closed, but from behind it you can hear the clanging of metal. Next to the register is a little bell.
Okay. This is certainly full.
Yeah, this guy never takes a break. He's constantly working. Or, I mean, he was till he got married, and his wife makes him take breaks, but still a
He
bit
has
of
a
a
wife.
workaholic. Yeah, he does. She's lovely.
Right. I guess, I mean, unless you have an idea of any of this stuff, we might as well ask the expert. And she'll walk up to the desk and look at Isabel for a response before she rings the bell.
Mm, least we could do is ask him if Casper was by here a few months ago.
Yeah, okay. She'll ring the bell.
You tap the bell, and no sound comes out, but from under the counter opposite you climbs a little robot with like 8 little tentacle arms that
Oh.
somehow, despite not really having a face, looks very happy to see you, and gives like a little whir of excitement. And then the door next to that furnace swings open, and a very like broad, very muscular dwarven man walks out and steps behind and kind of places a hand on the top of this little robot's head, uh, and just looks at you waiting.
Hello, Mr. And Yali will look back at Isabel for the answer.
Galder.
Mr. Galder. Uh, we're here, just wondering if you, could answer a couple of our questions.
And those questions are.
Well, first of all, a couple months back, I know you're probably a busy man, but I was wondering if you'd seen a companion of mine in this shop. Probably about this tall, uptight, kind of mage, probably looked like he had a lot of money. Probably, he would have broke something in your shop.
Oh, yeah. That, prick of a noble.
Maybe then, yeah.
Yeah, he was in here.
Um, did he take what he broke?
No, he left the scraps on the floor.
Of course he did. You don't still happen to have those scraps, do you?
Might still be in that box over there.
Wonderful. And you wouldn't happen to have any other boxes of or items holding something similar, or anything of similar uh, instance?
I mean, my wife has brought back a few similar items, but they all go in that box. If people haven't
Uh,
bought them, they should still be there.
right, your wife brought them back. Do you know from where?
She just goes adventuring, sometimes finds them out in fields,
Uh,
sometimes in
Yali will
caves, all over the place.
Yali will look at Isabel with a little bit of worry and kind of nod at the box to suggest that she should go over to it.
She nods in return and heads over to the box and kind of starts sifting through it.
Um, I know this is a very odd question, Mr. Golder. Um, what does your wife look like?
Look like.
Yes, sir.
What's it to you?
I I've just heard of this. She's fully gonna lie now. This adventurer that saves these magical items from harm, and I was uh, on top of the other mission that I'm currently on. I am hoping to meet this. I suppose you could say legend.
Yeah, he turns over his shoulder and just, Irene, uh, you got a
What?
guest. And this shorter than him by about a head little lady walks out. She has like purple skin and horns and a long tail, and she like kind of skips out next to him. She's bright and cheery where he is just grumpy and permanently resting bitch face. Uh,
That's wonderful.
and she kind of like leans forward, hands on the edge of the counter. Yeah, what can I help you with?
Uh, Irene, was it?
Yes.
Uh, really nice to meet you. My name's Yali. This is my traveling companion, Isabel. Um, uh, sorry. I was just curious to know, these 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 things that you find and save. Uh, do you is it at random that you find them, or do you have a calling to do so?
I just find them kind of all over.
Where maybe have you found a few of them?
I found a couple further west from here, just littering in some craters.
Craters.
I went and I visited the kingdom of Almor, and I bought some from a merchant who was selling them quite cheap. Uh, there have been a couple that I've found further north, some further south.
Right, right. Um, Irene.
Yeah.
Um, Yali's gonna try to analyze here. Does Irene look like any particular race more so one over the other? Or,
Irene looks like a dragonborn,
okay,
like a much more humanoid dragonborn, but like a dragonborn.
like a dragonborn. Okay. Um, and you just have a knack for adventuring.
Always have. I've been doing so since I was young, and
Oh,
in fact, that's how I've met my lovely husband here. Is he set up shop in one of the towns I was working out of, and I did some little bounties for him, and then got to know him better.
that's lovely. Um, right. And you've always had a knack for these things. Is it maybe a family thing? Is it from where you're from? Maybe.
It was born more out of the need to survive. It was something I happened to be quite good at by nature.
Need to survive. Um, if you don't mind me asking, where are you from, Irene?
Well, I was born a little further south from here, um, but when I was quite young, from what my parents told me, we travelled further north, where I was mostly raised, just outside the bounds of the Kingdom of Varen. But then I travelled my way still downwards again, and landed myself more around Halgrave and of course then the Kingdom of Almor. But I've never really
Right.
stayed in one spot for a particularly long time until I settled down with my husband.
That's lovely. Uh, and I don't mean to pry, but when you say you were born in the south or towards the south, would you say that maybe that would be closer to a kingdom, for example, like Dolraim?
My parents were never very particularly open about why they had us move further north, but I suspect it had to do with the war. They hailed from Grenmere, the sister kingdom of Lingmere, um, which, if I do recall correctly, sweetie, didn't Grenmere get taken over by Dolraim? Yes.
Uh, right. Well, it's lovely to meet you, Irene. I just had heard of someone collecting all of these, saving these items, and I find it quite inspiring. Um, thank you for speaking with me.
Do you have some kind of attachment to these boxes?
Um, yeah, he's gonna glance over at um, Isabel and then look back at Irene. And in Yali's head, she's gonna call upon this patron um, and ask, "Is it normal for me to tell other people that you exist in my head, or do you think they're gonna think I'm crazy?"
Um, you get the like this feeling of peace, like almost comfort in this moment of kind of communicating this like it's safe.
Uh, I'm um, I'm just curious, Miss Golder. That's all. Just curious. Uh, I'm a new new to adventuring and just wanted to get as close to a good adventurer as I possibly could. So I just wanted to know a bit more.
Well, then I wish you two the best on your travels.
Thank you. Um, I'm gonna go have a look at what my companion's looking at now. But thank you both, and she'll turn and move towards Isabel.
Yeah, as you turn, Irene kind of turns to her husband, pops up on her toes, and gives him a kiss on the cheek, and then goes back to the room. And Jarek's like, in his infinite grumpiness, kind of softens and has the smallest smile, and then kind of forces himself to be stoic again and turns and goes into the back.
I love them. I love them so much. Um, so yeah, Yali will
Uh,
walk up beside Isabel, I suppose.
yeah, you head over to Isabel, who has pulled uh, three boxes that are all identical, and two like spheres that are identical to each other and very similarly fashioned as those boxes. This is all I could find in the box. You think this is what we're looking for?
Um, could be. Let me see if they know. And Yali will scoop these up into her arm and hold them to her chest.
Uh, the moment that you are like touching them, but especially as you hold them closer, you feel this like you feel that same like rush of like the sigh of relief, and you feel your soul get lighter.
Oh, okay. I don't even have to ask. Yeah, this is definitely what I'm looking for. Um, uh, okay. Ooh, this feels weird. You hold them, and she's gonna hand them back to Isabel.
Isabel kind of takes them and very gently, given your reaction, very gently lays them in her little like satchel. Okay.
Um, Let me just do a quick sweep and see if there's anything else here that could be of use or something. And Yale is just gonna make a very quick like walk around the shop to see if there's anything that catches her eye or
Um,
feelings.
go ahead and give me an investigation check.
Oh no! I have +0 on investigate. Oh, 18.
Uh, you you walk around the shop. Go ahead and give me an Arcana check.
Also a +0. That's a 6.
Um, as you are walking around this shop, kind of investigating all of these other things, um, most of it does not have like it does give you a feeling, but it is clearly more that the item itself is emitting a thing that is having an effect on you rather than you having a reaction to the item itself. But there are two items in here uh, that um, that stick out because when you approach them, you get this like fiery feeling from your soul fill your body, making you feel almost like it makes you feel more powerful, stronger, almost like you could take on an entire army on your own. And the two items, um, uh, one is called the Star Shard Dagger, uh, and is a dagger that has a like golden ornate handle and crossguard, and the blade itself is made of this crystal that has like veins of gold streaking through it, um, and at the very base of that blade are on either side of the blade two smaller blades on each side that are kind of sticking out like the rays of light from a star. Um, and the other item is um, uh, just labeled as the Meteor Hammer, uh, and is a large war hammer the handle of which is made of a like black wrought iron, and the head of which is carved out of this like meteoric metal, um, and kind of that wrought iron branches around the sides of the meteor in like a root pattern, holding it in place. Um, and those are the only two items that stick out.
Does it look like I can afford all of these things that Isabel has and both of the things in front of me?
Um, the boxes from the scrap pile are free.
Okay.
Uh, these two weapons uh, are each 500 gold.
I didn't even know how much gold I have.
You technically have access to all of Elmira's riches. And you just got a very, very large donation from the king of Varen.
So we're gonna buy both, and we're gonna let Garrick know that we're taking these scrap as well.
Uh, yeah. You take these two off the wall and walk back up to the counter where Isabel has kind of already rung the bell, and Jerix walks out again and like looks at these two items and looks up at you kind of suspiciously like in that way of like there's no way you can actually afford these. You're going to try and haggle with me.
Mr. Golder, sorry to disturb you again. We'll just be taking these items from you.
You got 1,000 gold.
Uh, yes, sir, I do. And Yali will reach into a pouch and pull out the money he's asking for.
You essentially just have tokens with the like emblem of Elmira on them that particularly in Halgrave are very effective because Halgrave is one of the territories of Elmira. Essentially just means you forward the bill of whatever we have taken from here to like Elmira, and the treasury will pay it out to you. So you place down one of these coins.
Wonderful.
And Jerix looks at it and picks it up and looks at you and gives you a once-over and seems very confused how you got your hands on this token, but doesn't question it and pockets the token. Yeah, enjoy. And heads into the back again.
Sweet. Okay. Yali's gonna take the dagger and slip it into the kind of her belt that has like her kind of like smaller bags on it. She just slip the dagger in between her skin and the belt. And this kind of like warhammer thing, does it have like a thing like a rope and she can like sling it over her back? Or
it comes with like a little belt thing with the clasp on the back.
She's just gonna put that over over her and then say to Isabel, okay, well, I think that's it, although maybe we should try to find a sack or maybe a bag that we can store these uh, items in until we get back home.
Sure, yeah.
Do you know where we could find that, or do you
She just thumbs over at another wall that has like bags of holding.
Oh boy, he's not going to be happy with me. Yeah, Yali will go over and find any given one.
Yeah, you grab a bag of holding. You ring the bell. Irene steps out this time. Yeah, you still getting other things then?
Yeah, yeah, Mrs. Golder. Again, apologies. I don't mean to disturb you.
It's not
you
a
both.
bother at all.
We're just gonna as well take this bag of holding if you don't mind.
Right, I'll I'll let him know. We'll add it to the bill.
Okay, thank you. Take care of yourself. We'll be off
You
now.
as well.
Thank you. Um, and Yali will take this bag of holding, turn out, walk towards Isabel, open it, and allow her to drop these things in.
Uh, yeah, you walk over, and hand it to her, and she opens it up as you drop these items in. Uh, and as you're doing that, you hear Irene just be like, "Come on, Andy, it's lunchtime." And the little robot skitters after her as she goes into the back.
Oh, that's so cute. Uh, okay, yeah, I guess they'll make their way out of the shop and I guess try to tell the time. See how long we've been in here. I presume it's not a few hours.
Not a few hours, for sure. Uh, so you've still got plenty of time to kill before Iris
Uh,
will be meeting you.
cool. I would reckon that internally from the last week and being given a patron, told that Yali has to look over and after all of these people that she and save all these people she doesn't know, and finding a good chunk of them just sitting in this shop, it like puts into scale how hard this is going to be, as well as how lost and probably scared these creatures are, and it kind of makes her feel ill. But she'll try to hide that
Uh, Go ahead and give me a deception check
from
then.
Isabel.
Yeah.
Okay. Um, that would be a 15.
Uh, you get this like ill feeling, and you do try to just keep yourself very calm and stoic, uh, as not to worry or alert Isabel. Um, but very quickly you feel your hand now being held, and as you look down, Isabel has taken your hand. Is not asking you questions, is not making you say anything, but is just holding your hand to comfort you.
Should we uh maybe you're hungry.
Sure, lunch then.
Uh, sure. Yeah. Uh, any good spots?
If we're lucky, there's this great food stand in the market, freshly grilled meats.
Okay. Let's go there.
She does, still just holding your hand, guides you to the market, to grab some food there. Uh, it's phenomenal food. Um, uh, and you guys have your meal, kind of in the middle of this bustling open air market. Um, and you get a lot of people smiling at you, uh, and like saying hi as they pass by. Um, and your ring, the one that lets you communicate with Iris,
Mm.
eventually heats up.
Ooh. Um, yeah, Yali will I guess pick her hand up and look at it and go, "Hello?"
Uh, the ring this time has not gone dark, but has gone like bright white, and
Ooh.
is kind of like slowly emitting light in pulses, um, and
Uh
they get slowly faster and faster and faster.
uh yeah, Yali will look at the ring and then turn her hand to show Isabel and go, what do you think that means?
No clue. I just hope it doesn't explode. And she
Uh
And she
Okay.
she starts looking around, uh, and does settle her gaze on a figure down the street. Um,
I okay. Yali will follow her line of sight as she's trying to like take this off, but her finger's too big, so she's just kind of like not able to get it.
yeah, you are trying to get this ring off, and you also spot this figure that it is a cloaked figure, kind of walking towards you, as you're trying to get the ring off. And once this figure gets like within 10 feet of you, that white light stops pulsing and just continually glows. Um,
Oh, okay. Yali will breathe a sigh of relief and just push it back to the base of her finger.
uh, and this figure then approaches you, uh, and pulls her hood off. Um, and the figure that you see, uh, in facial structure and features, looks very, very similar to to Lyra. Um,
But
but
not
where
identical.
Lyra had like bright blonde, almost white hair, this woman has nearly raven black hair. Um, she also looks uh, several years older, um, and where Lyra's eyes were like pitch black, this woman
Hmm.
has completely white eyes. Um,
Okay.
Lyra was someone who was infinitely stiff and always poised, um, and kind of always observant and taking everything in, where this woman seems much more kind of at ease and relaxed and not as alert, but still very deeply focused on you and Isabel. Um, and she looks both of you over. You are Yali, I presume.
Yes. This is my traveling companion, Isabel. Um, and I assume you're Iris.
Iris Aberite.
Yes, ma'am. Um, we have quite a lot to discuss, and I know it's a lot to ask of a stranger, but I need you to hear me out to the end of what I'm going to tell you.
I'm sure I can manage that.
Would you prefer to stand or to take a seat?
I'm sure we can find our way to somewhere more comfortable, but I do ask that you fill me in even as we travel.
Sure. Um, yeah, Yali will gladly start to explain as they walk, presumably to somewhere with a bench or seating. Um, so, Miss Aberite, it's quite a long story, but to explain, you may have noticed that the stars are falling out of the sky and that magic is being impacted. I, along with some of my other party members who are currently not present, were tasked with figuring out why and stopping it from happening. And we hail from Elmira, um, where we had originally thought that we had, um, well, your Lyra. She was once part of our party. Um,
Once. What happened?
yes. Well, eh, we traveled with her, and we noticed that she had not gotten up one morning. So a companion of mine and I, well, went to go and check on her in her room, and she had, well, was chanting strange words, hunched over a tablet and engulfed the room in darkness. We fell in. She um, stole a memory from us and then attacked us um, until she was killed. But I have to explain that she's not dead. That was a copy of your sister, so we believe.
A copy?
Yes, and I can prove as such. With our second mission, we went up to Varen, where the war between them and Namori was occurring. We went to strike a deal with the Kingdom of Varun and found another copy of your sister Lyra, who was not only controlling but instigating the war between the two sides. And when that copy was defeated, we found her room, your letters, and this ring, amongst other things like, other things.
And you believe that my sister is still out there?
We are under the assumption that there are more clones or copies, I suppose, as well as your original sibling. You were speaking to a copy that was hell bent on war, destruction, and the rise of a god called Olmori.
I apologize then that you are now stuck in such a predicament.
It comes with the job. I was more concerned with your, feelings.
I
Knowing.
apologize more so that I believe had I tried a bit harder, I could have stopped all of this years ago.
What do you mean by that?
My sister discovered an old, truly ancient tome during her studies. It mentioned this Ulmori, but more so than just that, it mentioned a cult. They worshipped this god. They believed that darkness could grant them power. I can't be certain on all the details. I saw her growing obsession and I urged her to leave the tome and to move forward without it, but she insisted that she could discover this power and control it and better the world. She wished to protect me.
Protect you?
Yes.
From what exactly?
From the world, from our parents, the lives that we live. I'm sure you know this, but we hail from noble lineage.
Yes.
And where many nobles are quite content to subject themselves to those various activities, such as arranged marriages, I was not so keen to live such a life. And Lyra knew this and wished to protect me from it all.
I see. Um, Miss Aberrate, I do apologize for your heartbreak. The good thing is that Lyra is, I guess, the original is likely not dead. The bad news, I suppose, is that she is likely the root cause of a lot of our more global issues. Um, is there anything that maybe your Lyra might have that would potentially distinguish her from her copies? A physical object, a mark on the skin?
I do not trust that she would have left this tome with any copy. I cannot completely recall the title, but something to do with Evernight?
Evernight. And do you recall what the tome looked like? Maybe brown leather or bound in a certain way?
Stained pitch black.
Right.
The pages also blackened, scribed in white ink.
Okay. We, as in the magical department in Elmira, not that I'm magical, but my colleagues there are putting together an experimental room in order to, with minimal damage, find your original sister. I'm hoping I'm not wrong, but I'm getting the feeling that you're not intent on harming anybody. So if we do find where she is, I'm more than happy to let you know, but it's more than likely that we will take her into custody.
If you do find her, I ask that you take me with you when you go to confront her. Perhaps I can speak with her, convince her to abandon this madness.
I have to warn you, Lyra, our Lyra from Elmira was a head mage, very powerful, difficult to constrain, and even more difficult to kill being. And the one in Varun was, well, I had my own personal 1v1 with her, and she was.
I am aware of Lyra's power.
And she will be in company of strong people, likely.
I have faith that my sister will not allow harm to come to me. Everything she has done has been with the intent to protect me. More so when she grew more powerful after I had lost my abilities.
Lost your abilities? What abilities did you have?
Like Lyra, I was a sorceress once, but I was overcome with a strange illness. We never found the source, nor did we ever truly find a cure, and it ate through my connection with the arcane.
I see. I apologize. That must have been difficult to come to terms with.
Lyra never wished to be such a powerful sorceress. She was much more of the bookish type. But when I could no longer pursue my studies of the arcane, she chose to pursue it instead, to find a cure. She is not simply a monster or a bad person. She is just led very astray. If you find
May I
her, let
ask,
me speak with her.
I'll try my best, but I cannot guarantee anything. And believe me, I want her alive. Frankly, I have a personal gripe that I'd like solved. Well, I suppose not your sister, but her copy, stole and bound some memories from me that I have asked the strongest in the kingdom to solve, and they haven't been able to. And I need those back. So I will try to capture her alive and see if I can bring you along for that ride, but I can't guarantee anything.
Then I shall have you act as mediator, and I will make a deal not just with you, but with all those you choose to travel with and those you serve. In exchange for the safe capture of my sister, I will assist those in your kingdom in finding a way to return your memories to you.
Okay, that seems... Yali's gonna look at Isabel and then look back at this woman like a fair deal. I mean, I can send you with a letter signed. I'm sure we'll let you through. But I hope you know, and I suppose I don't mean any harm by this, but you are the sister of the one that betrayed the kingdom. And,
I do expect to be under very careful watch and guard, and I
of
do
course,
not fault
but,
you for that.
I do hope you know that should harm come to anyone you work with by your own hand, it will not be the guards that kill you, or the king, but me. It would be my responsibility, and I don't mean that to threaten you now, but you must understand that the price that we are paying for having you even in company is high.
This I understand.
Good. If that's all, your information is better given to one of our mages working on this project, Simon. You'll meet him when you get to the kingdom. I can write you a letter, sign it, and they'll let you through. Unless you have further questions, I really don't think there's any more for me to tell you.
Who are your traveling companions?
Why do you want to know?
Before I left Namori for my current travels, I heard that some of the other nobles, a son of theirs, working in Elmira.
Casper Coulson. What do you want with him?
Nothing. It is his sister that I seek.
His sister.
Catherine.
What for?
I knew her. We were quite close.
Close. Close how?
She looks between you and Isabel.
Oh, Lord.
I wish
Casper's
I knew to know
gonna-
if she's okay and safe.
Well, Casper. He's gonna kill me for telling you this. Catherine is roughly a month away from getting married off. Casper's attending her wedding. As you may know, Casper left, and he is not thrilled by his own kin, so I reckon we'll hear about quite a lot of damage in the next couple of months.
I do know. I've heard from Catherine in some of our correspondence that Casper is quite protective of her.
I mean, I don't know that side of him too well, but I would presume so.
Then I can
as far as
trust
I'm
that she
aware,
will be safe in his company.
I would say that if anyone were to go and save her, he's likely the best choice. And he is accompanied by another one of our party members, which, frankly, she's scary too. So I don't think there's anything to worry about. She may well be liberated from her noble position. She may not. I'm not sure, but she will be, at the very least in the moment, protected.
Good. Then all is well.
Yeah. You're. Well, I suppose when he returns, more than welcome to meet him. Although I may have to do the introduction. He's quite a hesitant man these days.
That's quite understandable.
Well, would you like to accompany us on the rest of this mission, or do you think you're better suited heading back to Elmira?
I do not know that there is much I can offer you on your current quest.
Likely not. I will go and retrieve some paper from my base of operations, and I'll write you a letter of passage. I'll explain, and hopefully they will welcome you with relatively open arms.
do keep the ring should you have any vital information for the work that your companion in Elmira is doing. I shall hand the ring to him.
Uh, uh, yes, and maybe this is something you might want. And Yali will twist around to the back of her belt where she's kept these two teacups on a chain of sorts and untie them and present them to Iris. I don't know if you have any connection to these, but they were in her room, and I thought maybe you would do better with them. I don't drink much tea.
Lyra was always quite sentimental, and she takes the two teacups with clear recognition of these and puts them in her own satchel.
That's so sad. Oh. Wonderful. Well, should we meet you maybe again? I mean, I don't know, Isabel. And Yali's really looking to decide what to do. She knows she needs to go back to the room to write this letter, but should they offer Iris a place to stay or?
Yeah, Isabel kind of looks at you and is, Iris will get you set up in a room for however long you need to stay here before you head off towards the kingdom. Shall we head back now then?
I think so.
And just one more thing, Iris. Isabel reaches into her satchel where she's got the boxes and pulls one out. Do these look familiar to you at all? I've seen several on my journeys.
Several on your journeys.
Or
across the
items
kingdom.
of similar fashion. Not just across this kingdom, but across the continent.
And you haven't taken any into your own custody?
No, I have had no reason to. I prefer travelling light, and such decorative pieces only take up space.
Sure. If you recall where you might have seen any of these, if you could write them down for me, that would be wonderful.
There were several in Almore. A shop there that has quite the collection.
Okay.
But there are also several in my home kingdom of Namori.
Amori. Yali's definitely feeling a little bit like happy that they'd went on the mission they went on, but and obviously it took it to get to where she's at now, but wishing she could snap her fingers and be back there. Okay. Well, it's good to know. Should we head back?
Indeed. And Isabel kind of stands and starts leading you guys back to the inn, where she gets Iris a room. And you and Isabel head to your room, where you are able to write this letter and hand it off to Iris. And Isabel kind of plops on the edge of her bed after all of that is settled. So, you want to keep heading west? We could go towards Almore. Maybe collect more of these boxes.
Um, uh, I suppose, I mean, there are maybe, sure there'll be more there, but I'm starting to feel like maybe we should have a more thorough look at Hallgrave.
Right. Well, we'll stick around here until you feel confident you've seen what you need to see.
Just go through the rest of the more magical shops in the area, and I'll feel content. I just don't want to leave any behind. I already did once.
Right.
Well, um, I'm gonna guess it's like it's much later. It's evening now, maybe, or early
Uh,
afternoon, or
it's like late afternoon, early
well,
evening.
uh, we can look at them now or in the morning. Then yes, we can move towards Elmore. But I can as well look on my own if you need to take
If you're
care of.
if you're eager to look, we can go.
Then let's get as much done as we can.
Right. You two head out to go to more of these shops. Um, and uh, you you have kind of a choice. There's another like magical items shop. There's like an enchantment shop, um, and then there's also kind of like it's like a magical items pawn shop where they just kind of make trades, buy old magical items, assess magical items.
This is tough. I don't know what I would particularly want assessed other than the items I've just bought. If it's a pawn shop, though, then it will probably have remnants of either these boxes or maybe what was in Lyra's room if they did end up selling it off. Could go to another magical item store, might have it, might not. Enchantment, the only benefit I'm seeing is maybe I would get something enchanted or find something enchanted. And I don't actually know right now how that would help. It's a time in which I wish I knew more about D&D and magic. I think we should head to the pawn shop. That feels like the more
Okay.
where it may end up being more.
Uh, you make your way to the pawn shop, um, and you walk in, and um, you see kind of sat off to one side at the counter, where there's kind of like a workspace set up with a bunch of different clamps to hold things in place, and like a big set of magnifying glasses that they can use to look at really small objects, and a few other tools just kind of splayed about. And you see sat in that uh, in that workspace uh, a figure with very pale skin, um, and long hair that kind of almost at the very ends fades out of like existence, that is constantly shifting colors, which matches how much their eyes shift colors as well. Um, they have on a nice little dress shirt with a little tie, and a leather like work apron tied around it, sleeves rolled up, as uh, and they have a little wedding band on as they work uh, on one small object in front of them. You walk in, the bell rings as you look across all these very old items, um, many of which look very recently refurbished, and the person at the counter just kind of, come in, I'll be with you in a moment.
Okay. Uh, sure. And Yali will step in with Isabel and make just like a quick glancing sweep of the shop.
Go ahead, give me an investigation check.
Investigation. 13.
Cool. Oop. You see, on one wall, um, an area that is seems to be dedicated to like stars and night sky, like decorated items. Um, you don't see any boxes or containers of similar fashion to the ones you've collected already. Um, uh, and kind of in the center of it uh, is a portrait of someone who looks to be the same race as the shop owner that you've seen, but in this portrait they are much younger and wearing like armor, and they have more of like a beard. Their hair is cropped a lot shorter. They look a little more like built out and muscular, and they are knelt before another figure, hand outstretched, holding this figure's hand very gently. And this figure is kind of hovering above the ground, brightly shining with gold, hair kind of floating out behind them. Uh, it looks it looks very like personal, and there is clearly a lot of care put into this like tapestry portrait. It is framed and behind a glass case, and it is labeled "The Proposal."
And I, just with all of the items that surround, including this image, can I just wave my hand over it and see if I just feel anything?
Um, you you wave your hand over this, um, and when your hand kind of passes in front of the glowing figure in the tapestry, you get this kind of rush of familiarity.
Oh God. Okay. And I don't get any feeling from the items that surround
No,
this portrait. Okay. And it's encased in glass. Does it have a
it
price
is.
tag at the bottom, or is it just
No.
personal
In
to him?
fact, this small display is kind of right. It's not behind the counter, but it is right over one side of the counter, just kind of opposite side of where this figure is.
Yali will walk as close as she can get to it so she can have a more detailed look at it.
Yeah. Are you looking for anything in particular, or?
Um, Maybe just like I've obviously gotten a sense of familiarity. Maybe if it's like, is this a portrait that's painted or taken?
It's a tapestry. It's been woven.
It's okay, so it's been woven. Oh, okay. Does it have oh God. Does it have any like does it remind me in any way of the tapestries that Lyra's made? Does it have any threads that look out of place or shiny or oily?
Um,
Is it signed by anybody? Those types of
it uh it has plenty of like shiny threads, in order, like that are maybe enchanted, maybe just like kind of metallic looking, to make the glowing figure look like they are actually glowing.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but it does not look like it is any sort of similar fashion to the tapestries that Lyra has. Um, uh, as you get closer, uh, roll roll me some Arcana.
I have a +0 to my Arcana. 14.
Um, as you're getting closer and kind of inspecting for any more details, anything else you can pick up from it, you get another one of those rushes of emotion that are clearly not yours, but that you can feel because you are attached to your patron who is feeling these things. And
Okay.
you get that rush, not of just familiarity, but also of soft, like, joy for the people in the portrait, but also like a sort of melancholy of loss.
Okay. I will just ask the patron. um, do we know who this is, or am I just gonna feel this like bittersweet?
Unfortunately, this is not how your connection to your patron works.
Yeah.
You would have to do like proper full meditation to like actually speak with her again.
I'll have to speak with her, meditate later. So
As
I
you're,
just getting the rushing
as
feeling.
yeah, and as you're looking at this portrait, you hear a very light kind of tap as the shop owner sets down the piece they're working on, and swivels in their chair and just. So, do you need something?
Who are these people?
Ah, well, they are, according to my family's kind of legend of our history, uh, those would be some of my oldest ancestors.
Some of your oldest ancestors.
Yeah, like a couple thousand years.
Yeah. Do they have names?
Um, well, I mean, we've tried our best to find names for them, but it's never been completely clear.
Okay. But how much is it?
How much is what?
The tapestry.
Oh, sorry, it's not for sale.
It's in your shop.
Yeah, but it's just decorative, mostly for me, because I am here all the time, you know.
Uh, I'm sorry. What was your name?
My name,
Yeah.
I'm. Sorry, you seem a little uptight. Do I know you from somewhere? You seem. Have I offended you at some point?
No.
Because if I did,
No.
I was drunk and I apologize.
Uh, I don't think we've met before. Not personally.
Okay. Well, I'm Kieran.
Kieran. Kieran.
We'll stick with Kieran for now. You seem to be.
Kieran.
Have I done something? Am I like in trouble with
No.
someone?
No, of course not. I'm Yali. Nice to meet you. Uh, Kieran, this is gonna sound very strange. Maybe not to you, but
Ah,
well, it might still. Um, do you know uh, maybe if these people were related to, and I guess you, these so-called sky dancers?
Sky dancers. Uh, yeah. It's been a while since I've had anyone bring that up. I mean, those were stories I heard as a kid. Uh,
Yeah.
like I was raised kind of with this idea that they're like the sky dancers are like a cousin race of my people.
Mm-hmm.
So I've heard a lot of stories about them.
Wonderful. Who are your people, Kieran?
Uh, I mean, we're we're changelings.
That's wonderful. And while this conversation's happening, she's not really looking at him. She's eyeing over this tapestry very slowly. So she's just speaking to him, not even looking at the guy. Um,
Isabel will like take your hand and kind of tug it to get you away from the tapestry a bit.
uh,
I think you're making him extremely uncomfortable. Might want to
well,
engage with the person.
he doesn't know what this is, and I do. Uh, she's gonna take like a really deep breath and drag her eyes away from this tapestry. Kieran, sorry,
Yeah.
I don't mean to scare you. Uh, I have quite a lot of sentimentality to your ancestry, I suppose, to in particular this glowing figure.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I sentimentality. Like, are you?
Um, could say related in some way.
Oh, related how? Sorry, that's rude. I just don't you
I
don't
don't.
you don't look like my people, and
Sure,
you don't really quite look like the descriptions of sky dancers. So
sure. Well, Kieran, people do um, engage with other races, and
yes,
she will nod at she's gonna take advantage of this, nod at Isabel.
right, yes, yeah. Sorry again,
So
very rude. I honestly shouldn't have even brought it up. That makes total complete sense. I got too caught up in the anyway. So you're are you of like the sky dancer people then?
yeah.
Cool. Um, that's that's awesome. Actually, I've never met. I mean, I hardly even know a whole lot of my people. Uh,
They're few and far between.
yeah, yeah. But I've certainly never I've never met one of your people. So it, pleasure to meet you.
Yeah. Goes both ways. Kieran, do you have anything that is similar to, and Yali will pull out these boxes similar to these things that you might have come across or seen. Or she's not going to hand it to him, but she will show him.
Uh, they do look kind of familiar.
Hmm.
I can't say that I have any of them. Sorry, let me think. I know I've seen them somewhere. Uh, I was. I was down south in.
Down south.
Yeah,
How south, Kieran?
just a little further south. Um,
Where south?
I think it was. Was it Winterlock or Meadows Heart? I think it was Winterlock. I was in Winterlock, which uh, is kind of big place for artificers. Um, so lots of magic items, and I think I
Sure.
saw there was this one artificer who had these big machines that were powered by uh, batteries that looked really similar to that.
Batteries.
Yeah,
Batteries?
yeah. At least that's what they said they were. They said that they were like raw energy
Mm-hmm.
encapsulated, and so they had used them to power these machines.
Where was this artificer in a shop, or
No, just out in the market.
you met this person?
Not directly. I just kind of I was part of a crowd that was watching this display, and they were talking about it.
You didn't get any other information about these batteries?
Uh, no, I I didn't, but I'm starting to be worried.
No,
Are
no,
they
no
like
need.
unethically sourced? Are they
Uh, uh they're just
dangerous? Or
they're just of my particular interest when it comes to collecting collectibles. Um, Trying to unite all of them together in my collection. That's all.
okay,
Uh, well, that's Kieran, a lovely story and a lovely tapestry, and I'm sure you have a lovely family. But I think I'm don't have quite what I'm looking for, so I'll leave you be.
right. I what? Sorry, I was a lot more like apprehensive and cautious before, but I clearly you don't mean me any harm. Uh, so I just I, you're always welcome to come back. And it's sorry. I mean, we're like cousins in a sense, so it's
Maybe a bit more distant than cousins, but sure.
sure. Yeah, yeah, absolutely. I just yeah, what did you say your name was again?
Yali.
Yali. Well, to reintroduce myself, I'm Kieran Ursha.
Ah,
Um,
it's nice. It's nice to meet you. I don't have a last name to give you, but Yali, I'm sure will do.
yeah, absolutely. Um, just you know, uh, might run into some more of my family, kind of on your journeys.
Sure, I'll let them know that you're well.
Sure.
or not?
I mean, I don't know that they'll care a whole lot.
You're. You said you were family, no?
Yeah, but I'm a bit of a black sheep. They don't really talk to me a whole lot, but I'm sure they would love to meet you. Uh, so
Well, they're missing out, clearly. Thank you, Kieran. We'll be on our way. And Yali will turn to leave.
uh, okay, go ahead and give me one last perception check.
Trying to help me out so much here. I don't know what I'm missing. 21.
21. As
Yep.
you are turning, um, now that you're closer to the counter, you can
Mm-hmm.
see what Kieran has been working on. And it is one of the fragments of the tablet that had been left behind in the room.
Oh. Kieran, sorry. Before I go,
Mm-hmm.
where did you get that?
One of the Hallgraves sold it to me.
Interesting. I need it.
4?
Yali will pull the fragment amulet out and show him and lie and say, see, I left it behind. It was originally mine. But it broke, and in leaving,
That's
I
the
tried
missing
to collect all
piece.
of.
You've got
Uh,
you've got the missing piece. Give me a moment. And he rushes into the back room.
oh my god. Okay.
And he comes out with this like box that has laid in it all of the other pieces of the tablet, not quite touching but pieced together kind of like a puzzle, and sets it carefully down on the counter. I've gotten through like fixing these ones up, and they I was I was kind of devastated that I seem to be missing a piece.
Yeah, Kieran,
Yeah.
this is really wonderful. Um, but you should not have this.
Why not? Because it's powerful
It
magic? Yeah, I know. But I deal with lots of magic all the time.
it's not about that. It's whom it's connected to. I need it. I'll pay you for it, whatever you want.
I,
Your labor, your the pieces themselves. I don't care. I'll pay for them, but I need it.
I, I don't know that I'm all that keen on necessarily parting with it.
The problem is, Karen, it wasn't yours to begin with. It was mine.
So what is it exactly?
It's a tablet with, um, well, I need it for investigation. Um, it's connected to a mission I'm on. It's very powerful, and it could be the key in unlocking a mystery that the kingdom has been working on for some time. Elmira, I mean.
So you're like on some secret mission from the king, and you for some reason need this stone tablet.
And I don't know why you're laughing.
Because that sounds like bullshit. I I don't listen. I get it. I'm young. I seem kind of skittish. I've dealt with plenty of people like you that come through here and spin tales to try and get items.
People like me.
Yeah, people that come up with stories and
I have
lie
the
and
other piece.
haggle. Sure. But how do I know you didn't just pick it up on other travels? I mean, you're traveling with a Hallgrave. Maybe it was a gift to her and she gave it to you.
It's my tablet, Kieran. I need it back. And I will have it back. I'm not asking. I'm telling you.
Isabel
I'll have it back.
Isabel grabs your arm and like pulls you a little further from the counter. Yali, I think you should maybe calm down. I'm sure there's a better way about this.
Need the tablet. I need that tablet.
He grabs the like box full of the other pieces and kind of pulls it away and tucks it under the counter.
How do you want me to prove it to you that I am, one, from Elmira on a mission, and two, that it is in fact mine?
You got anything from the king to prove you're working for him?
Yali will pull out the coin and show it to him. I got this. These.
Okay, well, that... He looks at it a bit closer. Go ahead and either roll intimidation or persuasion.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna roll. Well, it doesn't matter because they're both +5. 30, 20.
Which one are you doing?
Um. Ooh. Oh, I was told to be nice, but I don't want to be. We'll do persuasion.
Great. He takes a look at that coin for a moment and then just... shit. Okay. Well, sorry. Just... You're not the first person to come asking for this. And he brings it up and sets the box and pushes it to the other side of the counter. And I don't know if you want me to finish working on this other piece or you just want to take it.
I have some friends who I'm sure could figure it out. Kieran,
Right.
Who else has come looking for it?
Just some shady guy. Kind of scary.
Can you describe him?
I mean, a little bit of a... I mean, older than you, older than me, maybe mid-30s, late 30s.
Okay.
Somehow very gray hair still. But he seemed pretty... I mean, he was pretty tall, maybe 6'2", 6'3". Dark eyes, like pretty almost black. Had a pretty scary looking sword. Looked almost like it was made of obsidian. And really scarred, like one side of his face is just littered with almost like lightning.
Is this ringing a bell for me at all?
Give me a history check.
Come on. Oh, it's a 2.
Nothing coming to mind. You can't recall ever encountering someone like this. Yeah, and he was, looked pretty disheveled, messy hair, stubble. But I don't know, really intimidating guy. I just
Did
felt
he
almost
say where
sick.
he came from?
I wasn't super clear about that, but
Did he have symbols?
nothing that I spotted that like makes me think of any place. He just had he had this little medallion clip to keep his cloak on that was had this kind of like black inking stained on it to look kind of like shadows, were very wispy, and in the middle was a dagger.
Does that remind me of anything?
You can go ahead and roll history with advantage.
Because if I feel as though I should know this off dome and I don't. History with advantage. Thank God we have advantage here. Okay, that's 15.
Um, this you recall from one of the stories that your Uncle Kay told you about an encounter he had. With an assassin. The assassin's description in his story was nothing like the description you've just gotten, but that assassin had the same little pendant, like a medallion clip.
So he's either a different guy or a changeling. Sweet. Okay.
On a 15, I will also give you that you recall that these assassins are called shades, which I will remind you because I am so benevolent. Remy is a shade.
A shade, right. Oh my god, and she's off with Casper right now. Okay. Yali will attempt to put this into the bag of holding and turn to Kieran and say, thank you, Kieran.
Yeah, he's kind of unclipping the other piece of the tablet from his workplace and holds it out to you very carefully. Don't drop this one. Not great.
Got it. Thanks. She'll take it, put it in the bag, and I'm sorry. It's been a long few months.
Yeah, sure. Listen, if you need any other assistance, I mean, I'm happy to help. Just if it makes sense to you.
I'm sure if those in Elmira struggle, I would gladly call you for help.
All right. Well, good luck on your mission. And seriously, be careful, because that guy seemed really set on getting his hands on the tablet.
Thank you, Kieran. I'll I'll be seeing you. And she'll turn out and walk out with Isabel.
Uh, Isabel is still like holding on to your arm as you walk out, and she like kind of as you exit grips your arm a little tighter. You all right? You seem a little off.
How so?
You're tense.
I don't think I'm tense.
I think maybe we should call it for the day.
There's two other places we need to investigate.
Yali. She reaches up and like cups one side of your face to make you look at her. I think really you should take a break. I know it's important. We can keep going tomorrow. But you've been through a lot, especially recently.
Okay. First thing in the morning, we'll eat and we're back out to check, and then we'll move on.
Okay. Thank you.
Sure. You're welcome. Um, let's head back.
She doesn't let go of you until you are at the door of the inn, and then she'll let you go and walk in.
Um, uh, I'll uh, I'll go put our stuff down. Uh,
I'll grab us some food.
cool. Yeah, and Yali will go and put the stuff down in their room.
Yeah, you go put your stuff down. She comes in shortly after, and puts a plate of food on the desk by your bed, uh, and kind of goes and sits at her own desk and eats. She keeps glancing over at you, like checking in on you silently to see where you're at.
Um, Yali is most certainly looking over the materials that they collected today. Most notably, she's got the boxes across the desk, um, put in like a very straight and precise line. Off to the side, she's like, scribbled down the crest that she can remember, um, and is just
Um,
kind of wisping her hand over every once in a while, like kind of slowly and softly tracing her hand over these boxes and spheres, almost um, unconsciously making sure that they're still
have
okay.
you got the tablet pieced together on the desk, or do you just have the boxes
Um,
out?
I have the box that that Kieran just gave me is out on the desk, but I haven't put the pieces. I haven't touched the pieces together. They're just it's just there in pieces, but in order.
Okay, and have you put all of them in order, or do you still have like the amulet around your neck?
I am fiddling with it in my hand and trying to decide whether to put it down into the box.
Okay.
And I feel like I should. I feel like I should, and I feel like I shouldn't. But I'm looking at this crest and playing with this amulet in my hands, and every once in a while, just kind of dragging my hand over to make sure these boxes are all right, and are just thinking. Have not touched my plate of food at all. I don't think it's likely cold. Um, and I guess slowly she'll just like, as if like lightning's gonna jump out at her if she does it. Um, she'll just slowly bring it down towards the tablet.
Um, you place this last piece in its spot, uh, and you are expecting some big, like, thing to happen. And you place it down, and the pieces, they don't glow. They do the opposite. They take in the light around them, just very slightly, and it results in them having wisps of darkness kind of coming off of those edges where the tablet has been broken. Um, and the lettering, the runes, this ancient language on the stone begins to shift and warp in front of you. Uh, and again, you feel that kind of melancholy, but this time much more personal. The sadness that your patron is feeling is for herself as this language shifts and changes in front of you, um, until you realize you can now read it despite the ending of this shifting resulting in the lettering looking the same. It's still the same runes as before, but now you know what it says. I need to go ahead and pull up that little.
Crazy shit, dude.
Um, you realize that you can now understand the language of these tablets. And the tablet reads, "The darkness is power, the power of blindness. All servants of the dark are granted power through praise. Praise the darkness for all its wonders. Praise the darkness for its protection. Praise the darkness for its mercy. Praise the darkness for all its power, to make its power your own."
Oh, I do not like that. Um, uh, okay. That's freaky. Yali is at first quizzical, and then having felt the like sudden twinge of sadness and be able to read this, it ignites in her this feeling that she shouldn't even be near this, knowing that and starting to feel as though her patron and this god are entire opposites. She feels almost like guilty in the possession of such a thing. Um, And
As you are having these thoughts, you now feel the sense that you're wrong. And
what?
that same like bittersweet feeling kind of washes through you. It is not just sadness, but there's also joy.
What? That joy from my patron?
Yes.
Maybe perhaps joy that I found it and that it's in my hands and nobody else's. For the has it fused together or no?
No, no.
Yali's gonna um, pick the amulet back up and put it around her neck and close the box and put it back in the bag. Hold it.
Okay. You pull the amulet away, and that like anti-glowing effect stops on all of the pieces, and you tuck the box back into your bag of holding. Um,
I don't like it.
and as you do so, uh, you kind of out of this your side vision, your periphery, you see Isabel approaching, and you feel her kind of like rest a hand here, like on your collarbone, and one kind of like at on the back of your neck, like slightly cupping the base of your skull. Uh, and she very lightly like runs her fingers through the hair there, and sighs. I think you should rest.
Uh, yeah, it's getting a bit late. I'll wrap up soon. Um, and she does one more check uh of these creatures. And before she puts them in the bag of holding, she hesitates, knowing that the tablets in there, although deactivated, doesn't sit right. So she keeps them out for at least the night, and we'll figure out what to do with them in the morning.
Yeah. Um, you kind of do one last check, and you hear Isabel sigh, uh, and she kind of squeezes your shoulder as she leaves you to it, and she goes and uh, gets herself in her nightgown and gets in bed. Uh,
Uh, yeah, Yali will probably do much of the same. Get into sleeping attire and get into bed, though I doubt she doesn't need to sleep, so she.
she doesn't need to. She still can, but she doesn't need to.
My thought is I could do a few things, and one of them is sleep and be normal, or do something that could damage their very new okayness, and she could go out when Isabel's asleep. But that feels wrong. That feels a little
Do whatever you want.
betraying. That feels very betraying, and I'm kind of scared to go out on my own. I'm not gonna lie.
What do you think Yali would do?
I think that Yali is not in a good headspace at all. But I do think that she would glance over at Isabel and feel like one of the largest pits of guilt she could possibly feel at even entertaining the idea that she'd just leave Isabel here for her to wake up in the morning and Yali's not there. So I think she'll resign to just staring at the ceiling and hoping that she falls asleep.
Okay. Uh, You stare at the ceiling, trying to fall asleep. Um, it is now like you, Yali, are aware of the fact that this is very much a choice. If you choose to sleep, you will just fall asleep. Because without the exhaustion that your body used to
Yeah.
have and no longer has, you won't really fall asleep naturally.
It's better to have Isabel with me when I'm going through these stores, I would think. Is there anything else I can? You know what? I'm gonna assume that Isabel is asleep.
Okay.
Maybe not. Okay, maybe she is. Yali's gonna not go to a store, not go and explore anything, but she's going to go out the front of the tavern and find a place really close by to just sit and observe the stars.
Uh, yeah, you head just to the edge of town, um, where you can kind of stare out with unobscured vision of the night sky. And you, as someone who has observed the stars plenty in your life, um, you know that the night sky is vastly more empty of stars than it used to be. But there are still some. Give me a perception check.
Oh, ooh, for the option. Okay. Uh, dirty 20.
You watch as one star in the sky kind of darkens and then flashes brighter and begins streaking through the sky. And it doesn't take long for you to realize that that star is getting bigger and bigger until over the darkened horizon you can see it disappear as it begins to crash to the earth. And then you see another one, and then another one, and another, until you've watched maybe a dozen stars all streak from the sky and come crashing to the planet.
Oh, this sucks. Um,
And then beside you, you hear, "It is beautiful, is it not?"
who the fuck is that?
And as you turn, you see an older gentleman, mid to late 30s, gray hair, stubble, and lightning scars all across one side of his face. And holding his cloak together is that little pendant with the shadows and the dagger. And he is staring up at the sky. Very brutish, the way that she goes about it. Just ripping them from the sky by force. But I suppose it is effective.
What do you want?
Oh, I'm just here to check on some unfinished business.
Which would be?
I believe we seek the same things. But oh, were quite stubborn. Would not hand it to me the first time I asked. But I can be very persuasive. I'm sure they will change their mind. And he takes a step back, vanishes into thin air.
I can't see. Like, I have no perception of where he might have gone.
You can roll a perception check.
10.
What was that?
10.
Yeah. He's just gone.
Yali's gonna sprint back to Isabel.
You begin running back to the inn. And as you arrive, you do hear from within the room a like shuffling sound.
I'm just gonna slam the door open.
You slam the door open, and you see a cloaked figure in the room, kind of tearing through bags, just very quietly.
A cloaked figure.
Yes.
And Isabel's in bed?
Isabel is in bed, but now that you have slammed the door open, she like jolts up and kind of looks around, and is very quickly out of bed when she sees this cloaked figure.
Can I throw a lightning bolt at this guy?
Go for it.
Okay. All right. What was? I don't even remember what it's in my notes. Hold on. It would be I have to roll to hit, which is the same. So it's my normal roll plus 5, plus 8.
Plus 8.
Plus 8. 22.
22.
Does that hit?
You throw this lightning bolt, and it streaks, and it is inches away from hitting its target when it just kind of vanishes into the air. And this figure spins, and you can see that same scarred patterning across the right side of this figure's face in the darkness of the hood, as that pattern is like glowing with dark red energy.
Okay. All right.
And this figure chuckles and says, "You don't have what I want," and steps into the shadows and vanishes again.
I can't grab him before he does that?
You threw a lightning bolt, and so you're still like 15 feet away.
So he vanishes.
Yeah, he vanishes. What the hell was that?
Yali's just gonna scramble to the bag and check what's still in it, and then glance at the desk to see if I'm just gonna call them like starlings or whatever the fuck they're meant to be.
They're star souls.
Star souls. Okay, are they still on the desk?
Yes.
Is the tablet still in the bag?
The tablet is still in the bag.
Did I put anything else in the bag? No. Has anything changed in the room?
No.
Not at all?
Isabel walks over to you.
Yali's gonna stand up really fast and just grab her shoulders and spin her around and make sure that she hasn't been like touched or injured or.
like
I'm just making sure.
yeah, she after like one turn just like grabs you by the shoulders and like to like stop you from holding her, and then grabs you by the face and just calm down. What happened?
I just have to check. You're not. Nothing happened. You're fine. Nothing. Uh,
I'm
you don't feel like you've lost
fine.
anything.
No, I'm okay.
I don't need to sleep. I have the God. So I went to just go and look at the stars for comfort, and he showed up. The the guy that Kieran was explaining, the shade assassin. I thought he might be coming for the tablet, but he didn't want it.
Right. Are you okay?
I'm fine. I'm fine. Nothing happened. Just had to. You can go. I'm sorry. Back to bed. It's everything's fine. I'll just keep watch for
Wait,
the night.
we didn't have what he was looking for. And it's the same man that Kieran was talking about.
Yeah.
We need to go find Kieran.
Oh, shit.
She just grabs she grabs a small pouch and just runs out the door.
Hey, I guess I'm gonna have no choice but to put these. I'll grab the bag of holding and I will put all of these. What do we call them?
They're Star Souls.
Star souls.
Star Soul boxes.
We'll put those star soul boxes in the bag of holding as well, and we will sprint out after Isabel.
You run out towards Kieran's shop. Uh, you Isabel kicks the door in, breaking the lock, and rushes in. And what you find is Kieran kind of like splayed out on the counter, with like just kind of hanging off of the edge of the counter, uh, with a dagger through his shoulder, one through his wrist, and in that hand that can no longer really close is a small like orb with a button on it. Um, and he has two more daggers, one kind of right through his sternum and the other in his gut, as he takes very like ragged breaths.
Jesus Christ. Okay.
You see that uh, the the tapestry, the glass case has been shattered, and the tapestry has kind of been torn open. And behind it is a secret compartment in the wall that has been opened. And there is,
Of course it is. Of course.
and it is
Of course
empty.
it
So
is.
clearly, whatever was in there was stolen.
Fuck me. Okay. Can I make any like? Can I make a perception check on what I think the orb thing in his hand is?
Yes, you can.
Perception. 19.
Um, you have seen several of the things that Simon has that like are his weapons of defense, um, and this looks very similar. Uh, it looks like it was going to be used to defend Kieran.
Okay. Um, there. Okay, so Yali will instruct Isabel to help her take these daggers out, and then
Isabel is already
okay,
working on it.
sick, already doing her thing. Um, I'm gonna hand her a potion of healing. Um, and then I guess does it look like he took anything else?
No, everything in the shop is still in perfect condition except for that case and Kieran.
Okay. Uh, I'll check on Kieran then and see if he's like conscious.
Uh, Kieran is conscious, um, and you can see that he is crying, not from pain, but from loss. He's clearly devastated by whatever was taken.
Okay. Kieran, um, what did he take from you?
It is a gift from my parents. It was a gift that was.
Okay. Okay. Maybe we wait until you can speak properly. I presume Isabel is healing him to some
Yes,
effect.
yes.
Uh, uh, and hasn't given him the healing potion yet.
She's currently just trying to stop the bleeding.
Sweet. I'm gonna use lay on hands, bum bum, and
Okay.
just lay hands over his like stomach and chest and heal him
Okay.
for 5 hit points.
You are able to stop the bleeding. The wounds don't fully close, but at least like the clotting has started.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and Isabel continues wrapping his wounds, uh, and Kieran kind of like very shakily grabs your like your shirt and uh, and looks at
Okay.
you. He looks at
Bro
you
is bro is traumatized.
with he looks at you very desperately. You have to get it back. I need it back.
What was it?
And then he
What's it
passes out.
look?
And
Okay, all
that
right.
is
I have to
where
get
we
it
are
back.
going to leave this session.
Sweet.
Uh, Thank you everyone for tuning in. It was lovely to have you all. And I love traumatizing my players. So
That's awesome. I feel worse for Kieran, dude. I was so mean to that guy.
um, we will pick this up next time.